Alright y'all, found me a nice black ram air hood. So I've already got her unbolted. Just gotta pull it off, take it up to the front. Looks to be in really good condition, so I'm happy with that. Cloth seats. Interior is kind of torn up. Part of the exhaust. Got a nice SCT wing on it too. But I had a good find with the hood, so I'm going to get this hood up to the front and keep looking for these supercharger bolts. Alright y'all, well, got her strapped down. She wouldn't fit in the trunk or anything, so I just had to strap it down onto the hood. So it's a good thing I had that ratchet strap. But yeah, I'm headed over to the house. I'm just doing like 35 with the hazards on. And so once I make it over to the house, I'll get this thing unloaded and I'll give you guys another update. Alright you guys, so I made it back over to the house. I got a notification saying that the new tire is out for delivery through FedEx. As you can see, that thing is toast. Like literally 4 days old of driving. And it dented my rim on the outside lip and the inside lip. It was already dented here. So now I got another big dent on the inside and outside lip, which fucking blows. I'm gonna have to touch all this up. But shit happens. So new tire will be here today. I'll go get it put on. And yeah, and then so here's the Grand Am ram air hood. So it's actually in really nice condition. Thinking about just cleaning it up. That's where I had to set it on the ground. But it's a really nice hood. So their prices did go up. So it wasn't no $65 like this hood was whenever I got it. It was a little bit over double that. So, but it's alright. It's a really nice hood. The paint's really nice. So I'm kind of debating on if I want to just put the black hood on the Grand Am and have a red car with the black hood with the black rims. I think that would be a cool vibe. Or I could just resell it for a profit. So I don't know, I'm gonna think about it for a couple days. I definitely want to get this one cleaned up so I can really see the condition. It does have a pretty big scratch right here, but other than that, it's really nice. So I don't know, I'm still kind of debating on it. I love the red hood, but all the clear coats peeling like right here on the red hood. So I don't know, this one actually seems really nice. Just this scratch. Oh, there's another one right there. There's a couple right there. But I think a nice polish and buff might pull some of this out. Little touch-up paint. But I don't know. But yeah, just want to let you guys know I made it back to the house. So I'm just kind of chilling, waiting for FedEx to get here to bring me the tire. And I also messaged David. He's supposed to come over. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get some tools out and work on this thing a little bit today. It seemed to run really good today with the 91 in there. So I'm still just taking it easy and not trying to over boost or anything, or really get into a whole lot of boost. I'm just just taking her easy. I don't want to blow it up, so I still got to get the ECM retuned. So I'm just kind of dailying this until I can either figure out something on the 06, and I need to wait for a hot day and go drive it around and see if it dies. But overall, not that big a deal. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for right now. And I think I'm gonna wash this hood, just clean it up, get all the dirt and dust off and everything, and see how well she cleans up, and kind of decide on if I want to throw this on the Grand Am or not. So y'all stay tuned. I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, so I just rinsed off the Grand Am hood. It looks pretty damn good. Like, man, it's got a couple little paint nicks in it. I know you've seen the scratches. So I'm going to let it dry, and it's starting. Yeah, I'm going to let it dry, and we'll see how she looks. But it looks pretty damn good. It's looking a lot better than the red one. At least it's not all, the clear coat's not all faded. It's just got some scratches in it. So hopefully I can just buff those out, polish them out. And yeah, I'm going to let this thing dry, and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright, YouTube, so I've been working on the 07 a little bit. So David came over, and I pulled out the hood latch kit, because I pulled this off of the black Ram Air hood just to see how it would work. And I put one bolt in this corner and kind of put a little cockeyed, and it will latch, but it doesn't close all the way. And so it kind of moved a little bit. My buddy David was like, yeah, you need to do the hood pins. And so I got the hood pins out. I took the bumper stops out and put the pins where the bumper stops were. So now I'm gotta take this latch back off. But it's putting these pins like right here. And see, I started drilling that one a little bit. But I'm gonna bring both down. You can see that one's hitting right inside that bubble. And this side's also hitting right inside that bubble. That one went a little cockeyed. I'm gonna have to straighten that one out. That one's straight. And then, yeah, so then these are going to sit about like this. Somewhere right in there. So once I figure out where these pins are coming through, then I'll be able to place this. And then the pattern is actually the packaging. So you just trace out the packaging there onto the hood, cut it out. David went to go get his little Dremel. So we're gonna go ahead and get these placed where they need to go and start getting these installed. So it does suck. They are the little carbon fiber sticker. They're not real carbon fiber, but it's whatever. I need them, so they're going on. And then whenever I sand and paint the hood, I'll just unscrew them and pull them out. And then after it's painted, I'll put them back in. Or maybe I'll get a higher quality set. But it's got some work that needs to be done to it, so I just need to get this thing to latch closed. So I'm gonna keep working on her, and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Hey YouTube, alright, so I've been working on the 07 on these hood pins. So I took out the bump stops on both sides and put the hood pins on where the bump stops were, got them tightened down, and then closed the hood to see where the pins were hitting the hood. So I've got this one drilled out, now it clears. Got this side all drilled out, now everything clears. So now both studs are going through and hitting the fiberglass on the top side. So yeah, so now I just gotta figure out a way, either get some paint or something and put on the top of the studs here, so when I shut it, it'll leave a mark in there. If I can get it to leave a mark, then I can just use one of these drill bits and just drill through, and that'll give me exactly where the stud is going to mount. And then all I have to do is, with the stud sticking through, I can just line this up, figure out where it's going to sit. Everything's going to be good. And then I can pretty much lock this in how I'm going to want it, trace out the pattern, and I'll have the patterns right there. I can trace out the pattern, get that on how I want it. It's going to be nice. So it's coming along. I'm still waiting for David to get back with his little Dremel tool. He said he had like little saw blades, like little 4-inch blades. So if I get a pilot hole in each one, then once he brings that over here, then I'll have the pattern traced out, and I can just go from the hole and just right around the edges and cut it out, and should be good. So that's the plan. So I'll keep you guys updated once David makes it over here and get these holes cut out for the actual latches. So y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, and looky there, just like that. We got our mark there. I use blue RTV. I got our mark there. So now I know exactly where to drill. And that'll pop through. Which means I'm going to have to adjust this down some more. Which is no big deal. I'll just have to trim up this rubber piece a little more. But I've still got more room. So I've got more room underneath. And this side I had to go behind the battery. Kind of see it back there. Yeah, so I just have to adjust them down some more. These come off. Bam. She's coming along. So now I just got to drill those out up there. Get these stuck through. Then I'll be able to get my placement for where I need to put the stencil. Get the stencil traced out. And then once David finally makes it back over here, then we can get it cut out and get everything installed, and it should be ready to go. So I'll stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright y'all, so I've got the hood clips set where they're going to be. Got the starter hole drilled. It's right where the stud is, so I can center them up. And then I just kind of trace the outline a little bit, and then use the stencil and trace the whole thing, and then put tape down and retraced it so I know it's exactly where I want it. Did that for both sides. I say this one, the hole is still drilled a little off center, so it'll be alright. Then yeah, this is the little saw. So now all I gotta do is I'm gonna spin that blade around so I can see what I'm cutting. And I'm just gonna have to lift this hood up and put that shirt underneath to catch it, catch all the dust and shit. And man, it's coming along. So yeah, I'll just set that shirt right here to catch all the dust, and I'll use like the hammer or something to hold the hood up like this. That way I'm not cutting into anything. And yeah, should be good. So I'll stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update here in just a few. We've got this side all done. It latches. It's all nice and flush. The hood's all the way down. So it's nice. Now I just got to drill some pilot holes for the bolts, and we'll be good to go. So y'all stay tuned. I'll give you guys another update once I get this other side started. Alright, you guys, so we've got one completed. Hold. There we go. So we got one done. It's such a pain in the ass getting those nuts on there. But managed to do it. So now we're going to cut this side out and start getting this side done. Yeah, look at
the
these
hood,
tiny,
the fiberglass is about that deep.
Yeah, there's not very much room.
So
and
it's
then
like
with
that.
Those washers,
and
it's
the
like
hood is,
the washers are wanting to hit the sides of this plastic here, and it's not wanting to let the washer sit flush. So now I might have to drill the holes out a little bit bigger so they go out a little further. And then you definitely, it doesn't leave a whole lot of room, because once you cut out the pattern and then you try to drill that hole right next to it, there's not really much on there. So I don't know, that one, it's like, it's on there, it's got 4 out of 6. You can't get to the 2 middle ones without like cutting out this whole thing. And I don't want to have to re-fiberglass it all, so it is what it is. It'll work. So I'm gonna keep working on this other side and try to get this other side done, and I'll give you guys another update. So y'all stay tuned. Alright, you guys, so I've got the other one in place. I've got the holes drilled and I've got the screws in there. But so on this side I still have to get the nuts on the bottom side. There's that one. There we go. So on this one you can see I drilled out the holes to get the nuts on there. And this one I haven't drilled the holes and got the nuts on there yet. So, but still making lots of progress. So I have made quite of a big mess with all this fiberglass. It's very itchy. I did not really think it through, but hey, you know what? I like them. These look pretty good, so I'm glad I finally followed through with getting those on there, because I was really tired of using the ratchet strap. It was messing up my bumper. It was messing up the paint. Which, I mean, the paint's not really nice on here anyways, but it's still, it made the car look a little tacky. So it is what it is. I'm making lots of progress. So I'm going to get these holes drilled in this so I can get all these nuts and washers on here and get them all tightened down. And then that one's all done. So once I get this side done, that's it. That's done. It's good to go. So you see how I did that? Sandwiched them in there. Got a nut on the bottom side. And the nut just kind of grabs in that space right there and holds tight. Then I'm using this top washer as the set place for this rubber stop, I guess. And man, works perfect. But I'm happy with it. Lots of progress. Lots of progress. So I'm going to keep working on this thing, get these holes drilled, and I'll give you guys another update whenever it's done. Alright, y'all, so hood pins are done. They're mounted. Everything's good to go. It's nice and snug. It ain't going anywhere, so hell yeah, I'm happy with it. Looks good. The hood looks pretty even. It's got a little hump up right there. But for the most part, it's got a nice solid straight gap. on both sides. It's pretty even. It's pretty even with the fender. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. Hell yeah. Alright, y'all. Alright, you guys. So I just got over here to the Grand Dam storage. I'm dropping off the black hood. So I don't know. Next couple days I'll come over here and I'll unbolt this red one and test fit the black one. See how she looks on there. Decide if I want to stick with the red and try to fix the clear coat, or if I just want to go with the black hood. I mean, it's got a couple scratches in it, like I showed earlier, but nothing that won't just buff out. It's not too bad. It's not nearly as bad as the peeling clear coat on the red one. Which it's like all over the scoops is real faded. It's shiny on the outside and around the front, around the scoops up here. But all this up here on the top is all faded on both sides, and in the middle right there. It's hard to tell because it's dark and it's all dusty, but the hood definitely has some issues. This one looks way nicer. So, I'll get over here the next couple days and get that test fitted. And then on the 07, I made a lot of progress today. Got the hood latches installed, the hood pins. So now those are on there. And then my new tire came in today, so I went and had it mounted and balanced and got it put back on, so I'm not rolling the donut no more. And I've got to give Ray back his gas can, so he let me borrow it. But yeah, I just wanted to come give you guys another update and show that I came and dropped the hood off over here, so that way it's not getting messed up over at the house. I'm getting blown off a car or something while I'm at work tomorrow, so I'm gonna get this thing locked up and go give Ray back his gas can, and then I'm headed back to the house and I'll give you guys another update. Hey YouTube, alright, today's Monday. So yeah, I got to the house, got off work. 07's, it's running and driving good. I'm just driving it normal, not getting into boost, and she's doing okay. And here soon I'm gonna have to start driving something else again, and maybe the 06. So I don't know, I still need to go drive it on a really hot day. And but yeah, so anyways, I was doing some cleanup, just kind of organizing some stuff, getting everything off the car, kind of cleaning stuff up, putting it in the shed. And so I went to get in the 06 to start it up because my mom asked me to charge her AC. So I did, and hers is blowing great. So I double checked the 07, it's good. So I went to go start up the 06 to add some Freon to it, because whenever we were charging the AC at my job, the machine vacuumed the system, injected oil, and it started charging, and then the car kept dying. So, but it also sit there and run for like 30 minutes before it started dying. So I'm thinking if I start it up, turn the AC on, charge it, then it should run long enough to get the AC fully charged. And there's still some left in that can I used for her car, and then there's a whole nother brand new can. So just want to make sure that's up to par and the AC works. So if I do have to drive it, then all I gotta do is put insurance on it and it's good to go. So yeah, just a little update for today. So I'm still waiting the oil level sensor that goes in the front of the oil pan. It's shipped. It's not going to be here till the 11th. Today's only the 8th, so it's like saying like Thursday. And then I'm probably going to have to swap out and put the 80-pound injectors in the 07 so I can get the 42.5s to put into this, so it'll have the injectors. And then I need to get this pulled off the stand and get the flywheel and the clutch all bolted on. And I need to swap out this piece that bolts to the engine, because the one on that stand spaces out a little bit further. And you can actually spin the engine all the way around. With this one, the bolts hit the bracket and it won't let it spin all the way. And with it bolted onto the engine stand, there's nowhere near enough room for the flex plate, let alone for the flywheel, because it's way thicker than just the flex plate. And so yeah, so I've got to get that off and get everything swapped around so I can get the flywheel and the clutch bolted on. And then once that sensor comes in, I can get that installed, and it's pretty much ready to go over to the storage. And then the headers still haven't shipped yet, so I'm still waiting for the headers. Then once the headers come in, I can get those bolted on and get everything fit up. And then once I get it bolted onto the subframe to the 5-speed, then I can kind of test fit it, because Eric Drake's wanting to know if they fit. And the engine I had over there, guy wanted to buy the crank, so I had to tear it off and pull it all apart. Plus I needed the oil pan and some other stuff, so I needed to tear it apart anyways and get it off the subframe. I was just going to throw an NA head on it and bolt the header on, but I don't have the headers, so couldn't really test fit it. Sorry, Eric. But coming soon. I'm going to get this on there. Whenever the headers come in, I'll get those on and do some test fitting, make sure everything's going to clear, and we'll go from there. But hey YouTube. Alright, so today is Tuesday. Just got off of work and made over here to the storage. So what I want to do today is I want to test fit this hood on the Grand Am and just see what it looks like with the black hood against the red with the body kit and everything. Just see how the front end looks with this hood on there. So I need to move this box with the supercharger pulley puller. I need to move all this shit off the radiator support. I need to move that battery. And then I can just unbolt this hood and bolt this one on, test fit her, see what she looks like, and then I'll go from there. So kind of sucks, I already put all the stickers under the hood of this one, but it is what it is. If I end up using the black one, then I can always get more stickers, and if I end up keeping the red one, then they're already on there. So but I'm not going to know until I see this thing on here to determine whether I want to go with the black one or if I want to keep the red one. So yes, I'm going to get all this shit cleaned off and I'll give you guys another update. Alright y'all, so I got the black one moved out of the way. Got the red one off. As you can see, there's a lot of scratches, a lot of clear coat fade off the whole top side of this hood. So I'm about to take this black one, set it up there, and get a good idea, see what she looks like. So y'all give me about 5 minutes and I'll give you guys another update. Alright you guys, so I've got the hood on here, and I need to adjust the hinges a little bit to adjust the gaps, but for the most part it's on there. It looks decent anyways, but I don't know, to be honest, I'm not really super sold on the black hood. I mean, maybe if it was on the ground with the wheels on it and everything, it would be a little different. I mean, don't get me wrong, the hood looks nice. It's shiny. Like, I mean, it's a nice hood. There are those few little scratches in it, but overall, the hood looks nice. I'm not really sure if I'm sold on it. So I still have the red one. I may just try to sand it down, and hell, I might even repaint it. I have a color of this red paint, so I actually bought it for the 07 and it's the wrong color red, but it matches the Grand Am like perfect. Oh no. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty bad scratch. Well, that sucks. Damn, I've been scratching up the car over here. This fucking bumper. God damn, there's a lot of shit. Okay, some of that evidently is just dirt. Man, I was tripping. I thought there was a lot of scratches on it. There's quite a bit though. But, I don't know. I just don't know if I'm sold on the hood. I mean, I like it. It's nice, but I don't know. I guess, leave me a comment down in the comments and let me know which you guys like better. Do you like the black better, or do you like the look with the red better? honestly, I'm kind of thinking the red, even though this is a nice hood, I'm really debating on just using that one. So, I don't know, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If it was yours, what would you run? And kind of go from there. I guess for now I'm just going to take this one back off. And I'll just set it back over here on the side. And hopefully I can get over here and make some progress on this thing here in the next week. Those headers I ordered are supposed to be here tomorrow. So then once the headers come in, I can get those bolted onto the engine. And then that oil level sensor will be here Thursday. So whenever that comes in, I can get that in the oil pan. And then I can get some oil, fill it up with oil. I'll probably end up just buying a new filter for it anyways. But for now, it at least has the filter on it. And yeah, I mean, once I get the engine complete, then I can get it over here, get it bolted up to the trans with the flywheel and the clutch on it, and get everything mated up, and get the headers on, and see how well that's going to fit in there. I've already got that exhaust flange welded on there. It's not super great, but it's at least attached for now. And if that end up won't work, then I have other exhaust pieces I can use. So, not a humongo deal. I was just trying to keep the factory exhaust and just weld that flange on and shorten the downpipe if I need to. But, yeah, I think I'm going to probably just get this hood off and get the red one back on. And then that way, like, I just don't want this one to get damaged because it is a really nice hood. And then probably just head to the house. So I'm going to go ahead and get this swapped around, and I'll give you guys another update before I head out. Hey YouTube. Alright, so I made it back over to the house. My phone died, so I ended up having to get the jumper cables out of the shed. I jumped the 06, charged the AC, drove it around, and it wasn't even close to halfway at the operating temp, but running the AC, it stalled out and started chugging like it was going to die. But I let it run for like 30 minutes and charged the battery some. And so then I helped my mom clean out her car, and then I started working on the 07 a little bit. And so I've got the front 3 injectors swapped back to the 80s, and I'm pulling out the 42.5. So I've got the front rail is done, so now I've got to remove this brace bar. It's a 13mm here, and this 15mm nut here, and then I'll be able to get to the fuel rail and get it off there. And I just got to unplug the 3 injectors, undo the 2 nuts on the fuel rail, and it should pop off. No big deal at all. So I'm about to start getting this this little crossbar disconnected and get it off there so I can get this rear rail off. And then it's just swapping around these other 3 injectors. Just gotta make sure you put some grease on the O-rings so you don't damage the O-rings. And when I pulled the front rail off, it kind of leaked some fuel down in there in the lower intake manifold. So I don't know how corrosive that is. It looks really yellow though. I'm guessing that's the E85. So but yeah, making some progress. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update once I get this rear rail off. Alright y'all, so I've got the hood clips set where they're going to be. Got the starter hole drilled. It's right where the stud is, so I can center them up. And then I just kind of trace the outline a little bit, and then use the stencil and trace the whole thing. And then put tape down and retraced it so I know it's exactly where I want it. Do that for both sides. I say this one, the hole is still drilled a little off center, so it'll be alright. Then yeah, this is the little saw. So now all I gotta do is I'm gonna spin that blade around so I can see what I'm cutting. And I'm just gonna have to lift this hood up and put that shirt underneath to catch it, catch all the dust and shit. And man, it's coming along. So yeah, I'll just set that shirt right here to catch all the dust, and I'll use like the hammer or something to hold the hood up like this. That way I'm not cutting into anything. And yeah, should be good. So I'll stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update here in just a few. Hey YouTube, alright, so it's the next day. So my phone died last night and the rear rail, the injectors kept leaking. A couple of the O-rings went bad, so I had to swap a couple injectors around, or the O-rings around. Finally got it to stop leaking. I drove it to work today. Seems to drive pretty good, so that's good for now. And so all day long today. But on my way home from work, I heard a big noise from under the car, and the ABS light and traction light came on, and it ripped out the plug that goes into the wheel bearing. So I pulled over, I looked at it, I seen the plug, I put it in the trunk. So now I got home, and so I pulled up, went inside, let the car sit for a little while. Car won't start. Cranks, no start. Okay. So I pushed it from way back there at that other driveway to over here, and started rewiring. Well, I rewired the connector back on with a couple butt connectors, and I did it from up here and then dropped it back down. And so I got under here to plug it back in, and I have much bigger issues than what I thought. The whole axle boot is off. Sorry, my phone's about to die, so I have no flash. But yeah, the whole axle is fucked. So now I have to get another axle, because this one just came apart. So I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, it ripped this wire out of the wheel bearing. I still don't even know if there's even a sensor left in the wheel bearing. I don't even know. I don't see it. I don't know where it went. So hopefully it didn't fuck up this wheel bearing, because these are brand new. So now I've got to get the jack out of the 06, take this wheel off, jack it up, really assess and look at the damage. I got to go plug my phone in because it's at literally 4%. So yeah, and then even once I get that wired back on, it still might not even start. So I don't know. It's just, today's just been all around just a shitty day. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So car won't start, just cranks no start. And somehow I fucked up the axle. That's crazy. I haven't even driven hard. I just been grandma on this thing. So I don't know. Anytime I hear a weird noise, I let off. I still don't know if it's just the exhaust rattling or something. But every time I hear a weird noise, I let off. So until I get this thing tuned and it's 100%, I know I need to stop driving it, but this motherfucker keeps dying, so I'm kind of at a loss either way. But yeah, so I'm gonna grab this jack, get this thing jacked up, and get this wheel off, and I'll give you guys another update. Holy shit, guys, look at this fucking axle. Oh my god. How the fuck does that even happen? So yeah, I'm pretty sure it ripped the sensor out. Oh my god. thing is trashed. I can't see. Hopefully y'all can see that. Y'all see a sensor? Yeah, look, it's everywhere. It's all over the wheel, grease all over the control arm, all over the knuckle, the caliper, the strut, the wheel well. I'm gonna have to power wash everything. Alright, y'all, so got it jacked up, got the wheel off. Just look at all this grease and just crap. It's just everywhere. And I finally did get the car to start, so I moved it from over there to the driveway. But yeah, there is no more sensor. Let me turn the light on. There we go. Yeah, there is no more sensor. It is gone. So, yeah, that's where the plugs, the wires normally come out. So, they're just gone. So, I have to change the wheel bearing. It kind of sucks, but what can you do? Oh, it looks like one of my screws came out of the filter. That's no bueno. So, I'm going to have to put another screw in that. Lots of work to get done, so I guess I'm gonna start getting this taken apart. I need to take the caliper bracket off, get the rotor off, and undo the bolts on the knuckle to the strut so I can rock the knuckle forward to get the bearing out and to pull the axle out. So much bullshit. But it's got to get done, so y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, so we've got the wheel off, we've got the brakes all apart, got the bracket and the pad sitting there. I have got the axle out. It is fucking just destroyed. It's pretty much just the inner boot. I don't know, I had this clamp on there, so I'm thinking maybe the clamp hit the sway bar right there. And maybe when I was turning left or something, and just got too close and just, I don't know, maybe it twisted the boot and the clamp cut it. I'm not for sure. I don't know. That's my guess. But either way, the axle's fucked. So I have another axle in the trunk. It just has the passenger side end on it. So I'll just have to swap it out with this end. That way it'll go in the trans. And I'm probably going to have to swap the wheel bearing because, like I said, it ripped the wires out. So I'm going to have to look around and see if I have another good wheel bearing. Because I think I already took both the good ones off the parts car. And I don't know, I might have one in the shed. I might not. I'll just have to look. So y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update here in a few. Alright, y'all. So I've got the old axle apart. I took the cup out and I tried to fit it to the other axle that I have, and it had that end cup on it for the passenger side. So I was going to swap it out, and so these cups have this little rubber piece that fits over the end of it, and on this axle from Detroit Axle, it's built into this boot. And I can't take this boot off because it's got all that on there. And then even if I could, I'd have to, completely take this one apart. And you got to deal with these snap rings, and I don't have the tools for all that. So there was no way I could take it apart and swap that. So I ended up having that other transmission sitting over there that came out of the 06. And that was the one that the whole shaft, that inner shaft in there, right there, came out, stuck in the cup. And so we got it off of there with a hammer. And then I just had to take this cup. It fit on there nice. So I took it all apart, sprayed everything out with the water hose, got everything cleaned up, wiped everything down. And so I got this Lucas red and tacky grease. Says it's great for wheel bearings and highly rated for wheel bearing grease and chassis grease. So I'm using it for the axle. And then I got this side all sprayed out and cleaned out. This boot is a little torn up right here on the edge, but I had that clamp there on there and it was holding it fine. So I think it'll work. It'll be fine. I just have to get a shorter clamp than that one because that one's way too long and it's going to slap all around. So I have to get a little bit shorter of a clamp, but I can go ahead and get this all put back together. I'm going to get the last bit of grease out of here and try to shove it in this side in the boot, and then I'll sandwich it together, put a clamp on it, and it'll be good to throw back in the car. And then I won't have to worry about this clamp here hitting because it's just a factory style clamp. So, and then this one's factory style clamp, as you see. But this one is just like a factory metal zip tie. It's just like a band with no clamp on it at all. It's crazy. I've never seen those before. But I'm going to go ahead and get this grease in there and get this thing put back together and get it back into the car. And then I've also got to remove this wheel bearing. It's just 3 bolts, super easy to get to. And then the wheel bearing will come out. And then once the sun goes down, because it's super hot in the sun, so here in about another hour, once the sun's down, I'm just going to back the 06 up. And since the 06 has brand new wheel bearings on the front, then I'm just going to pull one of those front wheel bearings off, probably on the driver's side. And it has the ABS plugs on those bearings, just the car doesn't have ABS. So I can put this wheel bearing back on that car with no plug, and it's not going to trip any ABS light or anything because the car doesn't have ABS. But this one does. So I can take that wheel bearing, get it in here, plug it in, and the computer will be happy, and it will let me have cruise control and, you know, all the good stuff. So that's, like, I don't want to have any dash lights on. Like, this is my nicest car, so I'm trying to keep it as nice as I can. I still got to finish cleaning up under here. As you can see, there's still a shit ton of grease all over the place. And I was going to get the power washer out of the shed, but it's just packed in there, and I'd have to pull a whole bunch of stuff out. So I decided just to try to wipe everything down with rags. So I'm making some progress. I just got a little more to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get this axle together and get this wheel bearing out. And then once I start working on the 06, once the sun goes down, then I'll give you guys another update. Alright guys, so I've got the axle back together. It's back in. I've got the wheel bearing out. So now I'm just waiting for the sun to go down so I can tear the 06 apart and get the wheel bearing off it. And then I can put it back together over here and put this bearing back on the 06 since it doesn't have ABS. And it'll be like nothing changed. So, and I got to get another screw in that clamp for the fuel filter. And I don't know what happened to it, but I'll definitely need to get another screw in that. So, yep. I guess I'll give you guys another update once the sun goes down and I start tearing apart the 06. I just want to show y'all I got this back together and got it all clamped down. It spins nice and freely. Oh, come on. There it goes. I'm trying to turn the whole damn. Now that clamp doesn't hit anything, so we should be good to go. Now I've got it pretty snug on there, so everything's going pretty good. So I'll give you guys another update once I get the bearing off the 06 and start getting this one put back together and go from there. So y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so the sun finally went down. behind the trees. So I got the 06 jacked up, got the wheel off, and I have confirmed that it does have the sensor. So it's all good. So now I just gotta get this nut off of here and pull the brakes off, get the rotor off, slide the axle out, and get the 3/13s for the bearing, and it should come right out. So I'm gonna pull this thing apart real quick and get this bearing swapped around and get the 07 put back together. So y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update. Alright y'all, so I pretty much got the 06 back together with the wheel bearing off of the 07 that the wire got ripped out of. So now I just gotta grease up the slider pins and get the caliper back on and get it tight and put the wheel on, and it's ready to go. Everything else is all nice and tight and back together, so we're good there. And then over here on the 07, I got the wheel bearing with the sensor off of the 06 on, and I got my wire. I have two of these little clips on this lower control arm, and then I just zip tied it there in the middle, and then I also zip tied it, the wires to this plug to the bracket, so that way that's on there nice. And then the plug, whenever it got ripped out, the little rubber gasket thing disappeared, so I got a coolant temp sensor because it uses this exact same plug and stole the rubber gasket, and so got that. So all that's together. Excuse me. Whew, excuse me. Alright, so I got everything else all back together, and then I got the axle together, got it clicked in, and I'm having a problem shit, excuse me, getting it into the wheel bearing. So I was kind of looking at it and comparing the old one to this one, and it looks like the other one is about an inch shorter on between the boots. So I'm thinking now, because this was a passenger side wheel or CV axle, then maybe it's a little bit longer. I could have sworn that they were both the same size, and I've swapped them around like that before, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it's not working. I'm not able to get it to go into place, and I'm pretty sure I've already robbed the axle off of this one, so there is no axle on this side of the parts car. There might be one on the passenger side, but still, then again, it's still gonna be the same issue. Yeah, there's the axle on this side. I don't know, it kind of looks like it's a little bit shorter. I don't know, maybe I can pull this axle out and just go from there. Maybe I can use this axle and swap the boot or the cup around. It's always something, but I'm going to keep working on it. I've got to get this one completely put back together and get the wheel on, so that way I can at least go to the store. And then also on the 06, while I was working on the 07, I noticed that the back wheel was flat. I aired it up. It looks like it's already almost flat again. I sprayed a bunch of soapy water on it. Couldn't find where it was leaking at. Yeah, it's already flat again. Motherfucker. I swear, guys, I just can't fucking win. Like, I just bought a new tire for the front of this, and then just bought a new tire for the rear of this. And I gotta buy another new tire for the rear of this. Like, it's always something. Alright, y'all. I'm going to keep working on this thing, because I've got to get something figured out, because I'm going to have to go to the store, go to AutoZone, and probably go buy another axle if I can't. If that other one on that one don't work. This one does. It looks to be a little bit longer, so maybe I'll try pulling the one off the parts car and pulling this one back off and comparing it. And if that one's a little bit shorter, then I'll just use that one and swap that cup out. So y'all give me a few. I'm going to get this one put back together, And then I guess I'll start working on the parts car. So I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright, you guys. Well, I got the front tire put back on the 06. Got the brakes all put back together. Got the cider pins all greased up. So it's all good to go. So I went ahead and jacked up the rear. Got the wheel off. Put some air in it. We sprayed it down with the soapy water. And I found this nail in the side, but it wasn't even leaking. It was leaking out of a slit in the sidewall. So I don't know, I kind of think I hear it even still leaking. But I threw a plug in it with some RTV just to try to temp it, because I don't have the money to go get another tire right now, especially if I'm going to have to go get another axle for the 07. And yeah, so I don't know, maybe it's a sign that I need to stop driving this and drive that. But still, either way, now both of them have a flat. Oh, it sucks. Both of them are broke. But I have a donut, so I can get a donut on here. And I can still at least drive it. I'm going to have to put insurance on it, though. But yeah, that's my day. So I guess I'm going to let this sit for a little while, and I'm going to go jack up the parts car on the passenger front and try to pull that axle off of there and see if it's shorter than the one that's on the 07 right now. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a little bit shorter and it'll fit right in there and just be good. So y'all give me a few and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so I got the parts car jacked up and got the donut off. So I went and grabbed the busted axle. Damn it. I want to compare it. No, this one, I mean, it looks about the same, but it looks a little bit longer, just like the other one. Man, that sucks. I've never known there to be a difference, but oh well. I guess that one's not gonna work. Alright, well, it is what it is. That one won't work either. So I guess I'm gonna have to resort to going and buying an axle, whether it be from the salvage yard or from AutoZone. I'm gonna have to go pull one and buy one, or just go buy one from AutoZone. But I need to get this thing back on the road, or I could order the pair of new ones with both new wheel bearings again for $150, and wait a week, like 8 to 10 days or 7 to 10 days for them to come in, and then I could just replace both axles and both wheel bearings. But then that kind of defeats the purpose of changing this wheel bearing and doing all this work. But I don't know, I'm just sad. I was really hoping to get this thing back together, but shit happens. It is what it is. So I guess I'm gonna throw the parts car back together and throw that wheel back on there and set it back on the ground. And I don't know, maybe I'll just take this front wheel off the parts car and just bolt it on the back of the 06. That way it still has a 20 on it that holds air. It might not be the same, but at least it holds air, and I won't have to worry about that plug blowing out of the sidewall, because you're not supposed to plug the sidewall of a tire. But I don't know. I guess once I start airing it up, I'll see if it's leaking or not. But either way, I think it's going to be better for me just to use that other wheel and tire, and I don't have to worry about it. Then I can at least drive this for a few days until I can figure out something for the 07. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update here in a few. Alright, you guys, so we got the front wheel off the parts car and got it bolted on to the back over here. Put a little bit more air in it, so at least I'm mobile. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to go to Danny's tomorrow and go pull another axle. And then on the 07, I just left the cup of the axle in there, so that way I can get this all put back together, set it back down on the wheel, and then tomorrow all I have to do is just disconnect the outer tie rod and get that axle stuck in there. So I think that's going to be it for tonight, and I'll give you guys another update once I head out to the salvage yard tomorrow and go get this axle. So y'all have a good night, and I'll give you guys another update tomorrow. Alright guys, it's next morning, Sunday. We're heading over to Danny's. I'm going to go find an axle, hopefully, for the 07. So y'all stay tuned.
And some supercharger bolts.
Yeah, if they have some. I do need those too. But yeah, y'all stay tuned. We'll be there here in about 5 minutes, and I'll give you guys another update. We just got back over to the house from Danny's salvage. So, I found this on a 2007 Impala, I think. And somebody had already taken the whole knuckle and the wheel bearing, and so it was just ready to just pop right off there. And so I got it for $30 for the axle. Then I also got just a radio wire harness adapter and a antenna adapter. And then I got just a regular serpentine belt off of an NA. But it was almost a new belt. You can still read it. It looks really good. So got that belt. And then also got this sub harness for the Grand Am. This is the injector sub harness. So I can wire up the fuel injectors. And I got this dipstick. It just says trans fluid for one of these cars. And what else did we find? We got this little fluid jug with this holder. How much was this? Like $3?
Yeah, he said $3.
Yeah, $3 for that. So that was a pretty good deal. It just holds that. So that'll be good for like methanol injection or something. So that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's it. But I spent like $45, $46 on everything. So not bad. So now I can jack this up, pop this wheel back off, get the strut bolts back out, and have to take that brake caliper off again so I can get enough clearance to get that in there. But at least now I'll have an axle, and I can go ahead and get that popped in there, and that should get me by until I can just buy a new one, because I want to get a new one. This is just to get the car mobile. I was really debating on just ordering a brand new one and just waiting for it to come in so it'd be brand new. But this way it at least gets the car mobile, so I can at least move it around. And like right now, because there's no axle in it, I can't even put it in park. So I had to put a brick behind the tire. So at least with this way, by having this in here, then it gives me like a week or a couple weeks, and I can order a brand new one, and then I can just swap it out with the brand new one when the new one comes in. So, but yeah, that's the plan. I got to get some tools out of this thing and jack this thing up and get the wheel off, and I'll give you guys another update once I'm about to get this axle put in. Alright y'all, so I've got the 07 all apart. It was actually really quick. Wheel sitting over there. I just had to pull the caliper off, so I had to decompress it a little bit, because I did pump the brakes last night after I put it back together for some dumbass reason. And then just take the two strut bolts out, and then this is rocked forward, and I should have plenty of room to get the new axle in. Went ahead and just scrubbed it down with some soap and water and a scrub brush, and rinsed it with the water hose to kind of clean it up a little bit. So now I just got to get this cup off of the trans. I left it in there to keep it from leaking, plus it's stuck to that axle shaft. So hopefully I can get this boot or this cup off of that axle shaft without the whole fucking shaft coming out. But I just don't know. I guess we will see. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update here in a minute. Alright, you guys. So I was able to get the cup off. It's right there. So I just grabbed a fingertip of all that fresh grease and just got it all in the end in there nice and good. So shouldn't have any issues. Now I should be able just to pop this in there and pop it in the wheel bearing, and things should just go right together. So I'm about to get this thrown together real quick, and I'll give you guys another update once it's in. Alright, y'all, so we got it all put back together. Compressed the brake caliper, so it's holding the rotor. Look how close that boot clamp is to the sway bar, and it's right where that chip on the sway bar paint is. So I'm pretty sure that clamp like this, when it was spinning and I turned, I'm pretty sure it just hit that and it spun the boot until it just ripped. That's my guesstimate on what happened with the other axle. But either way, I've already ordered the other new axle, so it'll be here by like Thursday or Friday this week. So it said 3 to 4 day shipping. So whenever that one comes in, then I'll just swap this back out and I'll have the brand new one on here. But I think I need to get another screw and put in here, because that one, I screwed it down, but it looks like it didn't hold in the threads. So I need to get another screw in there to hold that fuel filter. And then after that, I can go ahead and bolt the wheel back on, get it all nice and tightened down, and everything else is tight. And then we'll see if I still have the ABS and traction lights. So y'all stay tuned. I'll give you guys another update. All right, you guys. I just started her up, idling good, fired right up. Still have the ABS traction control light, so I'm gonna check and see if maybe if it blew the fuse, or check the relay for the ABS. And I got the plug wired back on correctly, and I mean the harness seems like it's fine. I don't know, maybe I need to disconnect the battery and then hook it back up. Maybe it'll clear itself out. I don't think there's anything for the scanner. No codes. Codes cleared. I don't know. Still got it, so I don't know. It's small things. I'll get it figured out. Everything else over there looks fine, so she's running good. Now just to send her off to Daniel Smuts and get her retuned. Hopefully she'll be good to go. Can run some E85. I didn't hear no clunking. Oh, I heard it a little bit. Hey, but at least now I have park. Get that rock out of the way. Sweet. Yeah, I couldn't do that last night. Alright. I'm going to figure out a way to reset the traction control. Do some Googling. And I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so the 07's running pretty good. She's driving great. Everything's working as it's supposed to. I went and drove her around the block to see how she does, and she did good. So, I don't know, maybe I'll drive the 07 tomorrow, and then I'll try to just transfer the insurance from the 07 to the 06, and that way I'm not driving illegally. And this can just sit while I mail off the computer to Daniel Smuts, get it retuned, and then everything should be all good. So I guess whenever I get it tuned, I'll get it tuned for E85 with the intercooler, and then I'm just going to have to get another intercooler or get the one I have fixed. And my buddy Lucas said if we can get the plate apart that he could probably fix it and just like aluminum weld it back together. I think he said TIG or MIG, I don't know, but he's got the stuff to do that, and he said he could probably fix it for me, and then we could just reseal it. So that would be really cool. So he's supposed to be coming back into town in the next like week or week and a half, and so hopefully he'll be back soon. We can get that done, and then by the time the computer gets back from Daniel Smuts, then he should be back, and we should have the intercooler fixed, and then I can just order some more gaskets, get it put back together, and hopefully she'll be good to go. And then I still need to change that O2 sensor, and it still has exhaust leaks, so I've got to figure out what the hell is going on with the exhaust leaks. It might be at the rear manifold where the rear power log goes to the downpipe. I might not have tightened it all the way down. I might have just snugged it like by hand or something. I don't even remember. It was when the timing was wrong, so I just need to go over and double check everything, and because I know there weren't any leaks in the system before, so we'll just have to figure it out. But I think that's going to be it for this video. So like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more, and catch you guys in the next one.